Moin, willkommen zurück in Nerdmädchens Channel zu Everlasting Summer und ohne große Umstände legen wir gleich mal los. Why did I agree anyway? Then again, what choices did I have? There's nothing to do here at night, at least I'll have some fun. But my mind kept nagging about this not being a good time for having fun. On the other side, if there existed a camp with pioneers, then it must be someone's doing. And even if it's not true, then the most logical thing is to seek answers here, not in the forest or fields. But at this very moment, the answers are going to play cards. I opened the door with my own key and went inside. To my surprise, there were no cards inside. Instead, it was full of cups, forks, knives, plates, scotch tape, scissors, rubber gloves, a piece of rope, few plastic bags, pencils, and a few broken pens. Anything except the playing cards. Maybe I should look in the closet? It was so full of Olga Dimitrievna's clothes, but the small drawer with a keyhole on the top caught my eye. Ooh. I pulled, but it didn't open. I wonder if she's hiding something. Forcing it open wasn't the best idea, even if the cards were there. When we got back, Olga Dimitrieva informed me. Sorry, I remembered the cards were in Slavia's cabin. She fetched them while you were looking. I looked at Slavia. She meekly smiled. Come on, you guys, don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Slavia and Olga Dimitrievna went inside. I was going to follow, but someone grabbed my hand. Alisa. Her gaze sent a shiver down my spine. Not a nice one. You want something? I asked carefully. You're going to play the stupid game? Yes. Something wrong with that? Nope, nothing. She was turning to leave, but then slowly looked back and smiled. So, you play cards? A little. I couldn't figure out what she wanted. So, only Durak, that's it. Durak, a cup? Ja, okay, es ist. Ich kenne President auch nicht, keine Ahnung. Wir werden schon rausfinden. As if you're a poker star. Weiß auch nicht. Well, yes, technically. Then you don't have a chance. Why? Because! So you know the rules? Of course! Glaube ich nicht. Elektronik hat doch gesagt, er hat das Spiel eben erst erfunden. Na gut. Well, then you have the upper hand. I couldn't see why you would go on talking and motion towards the door. Why are you keep trying to leave? Whatever. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? Let's bet. What do you mean? You're such a slowpoke. The cards, what else? And what do you want to bet on? That I'll win. That's quite a possible outcome, I agreed calmly. So, are you afraid? No, I'm not. I'm not big on bets when I'm not sure about my chances. And you're not big on risking too. Such an observation. I'm impressed. Right, then No, you're not! What else? Oh, komm zum Punkt. I sighed in exhaustion. She started to annoy me with her rubbish talks about some pointless bet. If you want that with me, I'll tell everyone that you tried to seduce me. Und dabei so einen Blick drauf haben. Du sorgst für den schlechten Ruf von uns Frauen, böses Mädchen. What? What you heard? I'd imagine her doing this. Don't be stupid. Who's gonna believe you? I'm here less than 2 days besides. Want to try your luck? Right. And what will happen if I win? I won't tell anything to anyone. And if I lose? Slowpoke mode again. I'll tell everyone you tried to seduce me. I told you already. Hä? Was gibt's denn hier zu gewinnen für uns? So, you're telling me now that I have to work to prove that I didn't do something when I didn't actually do it. If that's what you want it to look like. Not a simple decision. Ist das ihre Art von Flirten? On the other hand, it was stupid to agree. I don't know the rules and gambling wasn't my thing. On the other hand, she could really turn my life into hell. Then again, can I even trust her? She can do it even if I win. So, you made a decision? I was going to answer, but suddenly Lena came out around from behind me. What? Nothing. Lena hurried inside. So? No. Kannst du mal. No, I'm not going to partake in your shady business. Sorry about that. You was! She shrugged and wept. I went up the stairs. Before she went inside, she flung at me, "Get ready for consequences!" Bam! Consequences? What if I made a wrong decision? After all, she can really complicate things for me here. On the other hand, I just couldn't allow myself to be pulled into something so reckless. I let out a heavy sigh and followed her through the door. Inside, everything was ready. Few pioneers stood here and there chatting. Tables were moved out of the way to make place for players and spectators. I looked around. Something was going on in a far corner. When I came closer, I saw a large piece of paper with a diagram drawn on it. Wie gegen Lena. Na gut. My name was among the players. And who came up with all this? I patted Elektronik, who was standing near. Well, of course, it was your most humble servant. He bowed to me jokingly. This made me uncomfortable to the point of squirming. And why in the world am I among the players then? I was disappointed. A few seconds ago, I thought I still had a slim chance to evade this tournament. Then I wouldn't have to fear Alisa's revenge for not betting with her. But now this hope was gone. It was pure fortune. Yeah, right, fortune. Except for I was really acquainted with every one of the contestants. Es wird auch unübersichtlich, wenn da noch mehr Leute dazu kommen. Well, there were a few dozens of other pioneers standing in the room. I was seized by anxiety. It's a feeling of being watched while standing in an empty room with no windows and doors. Will there be a prize? I asked him lazily. I wanted to distract myself with a pointless conversation. Elektronik was just about to answer when Ulyana came out of nowhere and started jumping around him. Prizes! Prizes! I had something about prizes! You know that... what? You know what is the main ethos of the Olympic Games? Ach nein, wirklich. Das musstet ihr uns jetzt wirklich erzählen. Okay. What now? You understand when you grow up. She made a wry face and jabbed Elektronik in his ribs. So, what about the prize? Well, I don't know. It's not up to me. He made a helpless gesture. Really, if they come up with this stupid game, at least they could give the winner a chocolate medal or something. Ulyana suddenly jumped and raced off to a destination. Wish I was this optimistic. So what about the rules? Wait a bit. Not everyone is here yet. I looked around the canteen. Alisa, Slavia, Lina, Miku, and Shurik were here. It seems like everyone is here. Not everyone. Xenia isn't here. Die Bibliothekarin, ne? He feels uneasy, or is it just me? Oh, steht auf sie. She's not here, so what? Pick someone else instead. No, can't do that, he answered slowly. I decided not to ask exactly why he can't do this. Well, go fetch her or something, I don't know. He can't go. He's the host of the event. Camp leader appeared as if from nowhere. But Olga Dimitrievna, Elektronik whined. Semyon will go. Right, Semyon? She looked at me and smiled. Of course, who else? Where is she? In the library, I guess. Okay. I dragged my feet toward the door. Please hurry. What is electronics problem anyway? Night is coming soon. I was going to take my time, so I slowly paced towards the library. But I found Xenia before I even expected. She was sitting on a bench at the square, staring at Genda, who was silent as always. Ich hab sie vergessen. What are you doing here? Nein, Entschuldigung, das war Semyon. Ich habe gerade gedacht, sie ist es. Ah, okay. What are you doing here? Everyone is looking for you. Sitting here, as you can see. She frowned. Then let's go. I don't want to. She looked away. Sie guckt gar nicht weg. Why? I don't want to. I sat beside her. Listen, I don't like the idea of this contest myself, but we can't let everyone down. Das ist nicht the pioneer spirit. Come on. I surely didn't sound like myself there. Oh yeah. A couple of days ago, I wouldn't even think about saying something like this. Weil du ein egozentrisches Arschloch bist. Xenia looked at me with surprise in her face. So, everyone is waiting for me. Jetzt habe ich schon wieder die Stimme. Egal. Exactly what I was talking about? Yes. I won't go anyway. Sie will echt gebeten werden, ne? She frowned and hid her face. But why? I motioned my arms, wondering. I don't know how to play cards. Oh. So what? Same problem here? Then how can you play? What? You can only do things that you read about in books or something? Of course. She was surprised. And what, if you end up in Antarctica and will have to rely on hunting polar bears for survival? Polar bears don't live in Antarctica. Xenia smiled. Sie macht mir irgendwie Angst. Doesn't matter, it's just an example. Come on, it's not like someone's life's dependent on the result. She took her time to think. I just don't want to let anyone down. Right, I agreed sarcastically. And don't you think anything? I didn't get what she meant, but anyway. Obviously, everyone has their weak spots. In a minute, we both were back in the canteen. Everyone looked at Elektronik. So, he cleared his throat. Each round consists of one game. In case of a draw, you replay the game. After this, the loser drops out and the next round begins. Since then, the number of volunteers... volunteers. He looked at me. Since the number of players is just 8, we'll have only 3 rounds. Everything is clear. The crowd cheered. Yay! Let's play cards. Nobody knows the route, but hey!
And what are the prizes? The prizes, what are they?
Ulyana, cut it! Slavia stepped forward and tried to catch Ulyana.
I won't rest until the prize is mine! Yay!
Seemed like the girl alone had enough energy for a warp jump to Alpha Centauri.
Prizes! Prizes!
She repeated it over and over. Stop it! Slavia tried to reason with her. Elektronik seems to be developing a case of vertigo from all this running around. Oh Gott, seine Leitungen brennen alle durch. Let's start already. I said calmly and added to Ulyana, or you won't get any prizes. Looks like my argument went through to her, so she took her place. Slavia followed her, giving me a grateful smile as she passed. I'm so girly. Pioneers finally settled down. I approached the table that Lena sat behind. You don't mind? She looked up and blushed. Don't worry, I don't know the rules myself. And how can I be sure that it's not only myself? I sat down. Turns out we'll have to play first round together. Yes. Finally, Elektronik started to explain the rules. Jo. Ich habe es zwar einmal gespielt, aber ich kann mich nicht mehr erinnern. Look at the cards carefully. There's exactly 6 of them in front of you. Ja, tatsächlich. I hope everyone here knows how to count. Now you can open them. Uiuiui, so ein Kartenspiel in einem Pioniercamp. Okay. The rules are the same as in poker. I hope everyone knows how to play. Ja, wenn's Texas Hold'em ist, ja. I knew the rules, but wasn't so sure about the others. First of all, it's the top card, then 1 pair, then 2 pairs, then 3 of a kind, and so on. In first round, you choose a card which you would like to take from your opponent. In turn, your opponent can choose to shuffle his cards twice, or he can choose not to do so if he doesn't need the card which you are taking. Take a note here that your opponent can see which cards are trading places. In the next step, your opponent takes a card he chooses, and so on. I think it's pretty clear. It wasn't too clear to me.
Hey, you, Einstein!
Ulyana yelled at him from her table.
I didn't get a thing!
You'll figure it out as we go. Elektronik went to a table with a diagram, leaving Ulyana to smolder in solitude. You go first. I hoped I could get my mind around the game fast enough. Lina, perplexed more than usual, reached out for my cards. Okay, also sie will die Karte. In the middle of the table, her hand stopped.
Will you...
Oh yeah, I should be protecting my card. What was Elektronik saying? To try to confuse my opponent, I can shuffle 2 of my cards twice. Or I can choose not to. Should I protect it or not? By the way, I can agree and give the card she shows straight away. Otherwise, Lina can change her mind and take another card if she wants to. Or she might not. Okay, was haben wir denn? Bube, Dame, König, Ass. Oh, okay. Eine 10 wäre... Also die 4 und die 2 bringen uns eigentlich nichts. Also müssen wir die Karte auch nicht verteidigen, denke ich mal. Nee, ich will nicht verteidigen. Kann sie haben. Things were getting clear. Or at least comprehensible. Ich glaube, es ist auch egal, ob wir gewinnen. Now it's my turn. I can take back my card from her or I can choose another one. Okay, die Karte 4 hat uns ja nichts gebracht. Wir nehmen einfach mal irgendeine. Lina can try and protect her card. But if I watch her closely, I can take the card I chose regardless of her movements. Okay, anscheinend will sie die Karte behalten. Dann wollen wir sie natürlich erst recht haben. Die war das, ne? Aha, 6. Das bringt uns nichts. Okay, aber vielleicht behindert das wenigstens sie. Elektronik, who was silently watching our game, nodded in approval. Okay, wir haben es schon mal richtig gemacht. Look like now we are getting somewhere. Okay, das war jetzt anscheinend ein Probeding. Now, during the round, opponents trade cards 3 times. Keep an eye on each other. Penetrate your opponent with your eyes. I chuckled. Penetrate. Er hat penetrate gesagt. Oh Mann. What's so funny? Jetzt sieht er auf einmal total anders aus, ne? Oh, never mind. I tried to keep a straight face. He stared at me for a moment, then moved on. And then we open up to see whose cards are better. Elektronik went back to his diagram. Ja, ich kann freiwillig verlieren. Versuchen wir es wenigstens. Okay. 2. Okay, wir haben immerhin 2 Zehnen. 2, 6, 7, ja. Also bisher sind die 2 Zehnen am besten. Die 4 können wir eigentlich nicht gebrauchen. Die kann sie auch haben. Was soll's. Nehmen wir erstmal die 2 Zehnen. Sind wir froh, dass wir die überhaupt haben. Wir wollen ja hier auch nicht ewig rumhängen, ne? So, so. Sehr wenig, dass ich die nehme. Dann nehme ich sie natürlich erst recht. Zack. Eine dritte 10 wäre sonst nicht. 5. Na toll, da hätte ich die 4 doch gebrauchen können. Aber wenigstens hat sie die jetzt nicht. Sie 6. Ich verteidige einfach mal. Zack, zack. 8. Ach, keine Ahnung. Egal, nimm sie einfach. Vielleicht sind ja meine Two of a Kind auch schon okay. Nein, ich will die jetzt. Gib sie mir. 5. Oh. Aber wenn ich jetzt noch eine 10 oder eine 5 kriegen würde. Oh ne, die 10 darf sie auf keinen Fall haben. Und die 10 auch nicht. Ja, nimm die 6. Okay, wenn ich jetzt noch eine 5 oder eine 10 kriegen könnte, das wäre ziemlich cool. Gib sie mir. 3. Okay, 2 10. Oh, ich habe gewonnen mit meinen 2 10. Okay. Sie hat nur 2 Sechsen. Na, okay. Oh, gut, dass ich die 5 gekriegt habe. Okay, also win. I won. Seriously, it's hard to play a game that was made up on the spot and not by yourself. But I won, although the moment of glory was embittered by the fact that it was Lena who was a loser. She wasn't very confident in general, but now that she lost... Oh nein, können wir sie jetzt nicht mehr romanzen? Ich wollte eigentlich... Nein, mal gesehen. I'm too embarrassed to even look at her now. Probably I should have lost to boost her self-esteem. Meanwhile, Elektronik proudly announced that the first round is over. Okay, oh, gegen Ulyana, oh nein. A list of those who made it into the second round appeared on the scheme after a little while. Und sie gegen die... Also sie gewinnt doch garantiert. Und dann muss ich, wenn ich gewinne, gegen sie im Finale spielen. Na, großartig. Semi-final pairs consisted of Alisa vs. Anya and Ulyana vs. me. A doomed sigh escaped me. Ulyana immediately took a seat in front of me. She glared at me, grinning.
How did you manage to outplay Nina?
Cheated, perhaps? Lol. I'm not you. I just know how to play cards. Ja, wir haben nicht geraten. At least that's what I want her to believe. And how could you outplay Shurik? Ulyana waved her hands, showing how easy it was.
I've threatened him that I'll join his club.
Oh, okay, der Herr von. She grinned yet again.
What would you hold back to?
Not a chance.
Ah, then I choose the card to give you... Egal, nein, lass uns spielen.
Have you heard the rules?
Ah, screw them.
It looked like she really didn't care. Okay, but I would choose the cards to give to you too.
Deal.
Inspired with a victory in the first round, I ventured upon this dangerous move. Oh Gott, jetzt ändert sich alles. I could have argued, appealed to Elektronik and eventually have my own way, but somehow I felt truly confident on the outcome of this round. Yes, we were breaking the rules, but we were in the same boat with Ulyana. I've looked up at Elektronik. It's time to begin the semi-finals, he commanded. I've carefully checked my card, ensuring that Ulyana couldn't see them. Okay, also wir können uns jetzt aussuchen, welche sie kriegt. Wir haben, 3 Dreien. Und außerdem 3, 4, 5. Ja, dann kann sie den Buben haben. Und sie gibt mir jetzt den? Oder ich darf mir aussuchen? Okay, ich muss die offenbar nehmen. 10, ja. Ja, nimm die 10 wieder zurück, die bringt uns nichts. Okay, ja, komm, gib her. Oh, wieder ein Bube, Mann. Aber wenn ich ihr den gebe, hat sie 2 Buben. Ja, egal, dann nimm hier. Dann nimm die 4, was soll's. Das Bild hier ist übrigens sehr gruselig. So, was kriegen wir jetzt von ihr? Eine 9. Ja, wir haben da echt gewonnen. Wow. Sie hat nur eine High Card. Okay, gut, wir haben gewonnen. Also Finale.
Hey, this isn't fair. You must have heard back at last.
She blew her cheese with a garage and thus resembled Humpty Dumpty.
Let's do a rematch, but this time you have to hold back. Get it?
Warum? It wasn't only me who hurt her, but the entire room. And even Elektronik. No rematches allowed. Ulyana completely ignored him.
You must lose.
I don't have the slightest intention to play with you for the second time, said I calmly.
Fine, you want it this way?
Yes, this way. Krieg! Mit dir, du nerviges Gnom-Mädchen. Sieht wirklich aus wie ein Gnome von WoW, ne?
Then I'll put the word out that you've sexually harassed Alisa.
Was ist hier los? Ah, Mädchen, damit wirft man nicht um sich. She whispered. What? I bent over the table and gave her a menacing glare. So you've been listening?
I just heard it while passing by.
Anyway, it's much better to play an extra round then. Certainly she can do this. I signed an appeal to Elektronik. Not a problem, we'll make a quick rematch. Ah, whatever, he shrugged. So, the match has started. Nein, ich werde nicht freiwillig verlieren. Es ist mir scheißegal, ihr könnt mich alle mal. So, wir haben zwar 8, 9, Bube. Oh, eigentlich ganz gut. Aber die 2 9 sind auch super. Der König ist so eine hohe Karte. Ich will aber auch die 9 nicht hergeben. Ass ist. Ach, egal. Nimm die 8 hier. So. 10. 19, Bube. Nee, egal. Wir bleiben einfach bei den 2 9 und gucken, was da rauskommt. Jetzt haben wir die 8 zurückbekommen. Ja, geben wir die gleich zurück. Was soll's? Okay, mal sehen. Okay, jetzt haben wir verloren. Aber wenigstens nicht freiwillig. So. At least I've won a single round. I left the canteen. It was still too early to sleep and a short walk looked like a good idea. Where should I head to? Machen wir erstmal eine Pause. Also ich ärgere mich sehr über diese Mädchen. Mit sowas wirft man nicht um sich. Das ist einfach nur Scheiße. Und ich werde alles tun, um diesen Mädchen ihr Leben zur Hölle zu machen. Damit verabschiedet sich euer Nerdmädchen für heute. Ciao.